Dr. Gonzo Boogie here, back for part 2. And this is my second DVD shelf, which is a lot smaller. It's just a really small, tiny bookshelf type thing. And this has most of my classic horror in it. And at the top here I have my Hammer DVDs, which I have a lot of Hammer horror movies. They're some of my favorite horror movies to watch. And these Anchor Bay ones here are worth a lot of money. They actually are all out of print, and most of them go for like, like close to $50 brand new. So I'm glad I have all those. And then after my Hammer films, I have some of my Alfred Hitchcock films, which I want to pick up a few more. And then down here is my real old school stuff. I have a box set or a collection that has some of the German expressionist horror films from the early 20s and stuff like that. And then I have a lot of my Universal monster movies, the Frankenstein Legacy collection, a 4-pack, and then some of the other ones just separate on DVD. King Kong 2-pack. King Kong vs. Godzilla. I got Ed Wood, Bride of the Monster, 13 Ghosts, and at the end here, just some Vincent Price films. House on Haunted Hill, which is one of my favorite horror movies to watch also. And at the very end, I have Black Sabbath, which is a Mario Bava movie. And just one of those horror packs at the very end. Alright, and up here is actually a lot of my memorabilia. I have a lot of my figures up here, like this Predator figure, which I showed off in one of my updates. Looks like the character, like the sprite in the video game. They tried to make the figure look like that. It's got a really nice box design and stuff. And then a cool Power Rangers Lord Zed figure exclusive that just came out. I really like how they made the box shaped like that. It's like how some of the older figures were packaged that way. And I got my Alien and Predator figures. And up here just a few Power Ranger figures and a Wolfman guy. And at the top of my DVD shelf, I also have some loose figures displayed, but I don't have too many. Some old school Power Rangers, which are really cool, and just some other junk I have displayed up here. But at the top of this shelf, I actually have my Universal Monster Classic Monster Collection VHS. VHS is up here, and I can't really show them good right now because I have all these figures displayed in front of them, but I love collecting these Universal Monster tapes. I just think they look really nice displayed next to each other. Alright, and then the last shelf over here is my VHS shelf. In the top row, I have some of my favorite tapes displayed, like my George A. Romero zombie films, my 2-tape set of Nightmare on Elm Street, Suspiria, my Evil Dead films on tape. And then at the end I just have some of my rarer tapes, like these big box ones, and the Devils are really hard to find. And then this first row here, it's actually all horror movies. It's actually 2 rowed in, if you can see. So I have 2 rows of just horror tapes. Got my Friday the 13th collection and my Hammer up front. Just some of my favorite stuff too, American Werewolf. And then the second row, it's actually all science fiction movies, and it's set up the same way, where it's double layered, so I have a lot of VHS tapes, not a lot of space to like display them. Got all my editions of Blade Runner and some of my other science fiction movies, like my David Cronenberg collection. I got Scanners 2, so I want to get the rest of the Scanners films, because Scanners 2 I think is a really good sequel for a straight-to-video type movie, so I want to check out the rest of the films in that series. Fly, Nightbreed, some of my John Carpenter stuff, and yep, that's the science fiction row. And behind those tapes, just like on the top row, I have more, which I like, but I just, don't really have the time to show all those. But you can see, I got some of the Star Wars movies and Alien films back there, so just some really good tapes too. I wish I had a better shelf to set them up on. And then the last row here is all my stuff that's not horror or sci-fi, so I have some of my Power Ranger tapes down here. And some other just random stuff like Transformers, River's Edge, which is an awesome Crispin Glover movie, Rambo, First Blood, which I love the first Rambo movie. First Blood, I think it's one of my favorite movies in that type. That's not like a horror movie. I just always really liked that movie. Alright, so that is the VHS shelf, and again, this is double layered, and behind the first layer I have like a lot of like action movies and stuff like that. I know I have like Mortal Kombat movies back there, and the Ninja Turtle movies. I have all 3 of them on tape. Just stuff like that. Then I forgot, but actually this is my CD shelf, which I'm not going to go through in this video. But at the top of my CD shelf I have my music related VHSs and DVDs, so I figured I would also just go through these real quick. And first here I have a lot of my Blondie tapes, because I just love Blondie. They're one of my favorite bands. This is actually a really rare tape here, which has a video for every song from their Eat to the Beat album. It's like a video album VHS thing. Really cool, goes for a lot of money, brand new. Then I got the Best of Blondie tape, which is also out of print and rare. I mean, all these tapes are out of print, but some of them are a little more rare than others. My Clash collection, my Morrissey VHS video collection. I have like a mostly just new wave and punk related music DVDs and tapes, because that's just the stuff I listen to. This is actually a New Order live concert, like early on from when they first started as New Order. And then I have some Talking Heads tapes, that Stop Making Sense and True Stories. And then on DVD I have a Smiths videos collection, which is pretty cool. They're one of my favorite 80s bands. A bunch of Blondie DVDs, video collections, and live concerts, the behind the music of Blondie. I have this horror collection which has a movie called Intimate Stranger with Debbie Harry in it. So I have that up here. And I also have that movie on tape with my Blondie stuff, Intimate Stranger, which stars Debbie Harry. I think it's a pretty good movie. And then I have Rock and Roll High School with the Ramones on DVD, which I love this movie. Ramones are one of the best bands ever. And that's basically it for the music DVDs and VHSs. So that was the overview, basic overview for the whole collection. And, if there's anything else you want me to go a little bit more in depth on, leave a comment, let me know. If there's anything you want me to make a separate video of. And thanks again for watching. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up or leave a comment.